back to Studio 10. You know, all children need a family to call their own, yet many of America's children are still looking for their forever families while living in foster care.
Many of these children have lost their families through abuse or neglect, but they're hopeful and eager to love and be loved. Adoption offers them a second chance. Today we're focusing on the Heart Gallery, an exhibit which features local children who are living in the foster care system and available for adoption. And joining us today is Nick Cox from the Hillsborough County Children's Board, along with Luanne Panacek and Tina Allen, who adopted her two boys, Jai and Joran, through the Heart Gallery. Is that right?
Actually, we just adopted Joran.
Joran through the Heart Gallery.
One, yes.
And this is a picture here of Joran, too, that we have propped up on our coffee table here so that everybody can see, and a beautiful picture. And Luanne, this is sort of representative of what people will see in the Heart Gallery?
Absolutely. The Heart Gallery right now is at Tribeca Salon for a fundraiser, but it travels around the county. So that's very representative of what the pictures look like. They're beautiful pictures.
Now, are the children that are looking for families, are they Bay Area children, or are they from all over the state, or how does that work?
Bay Area, just Hillsborough County.
We actually have Heart Gallery. We have a very large Heart Gallery that's operating in Hillsborough County because we have about right now 400 kids available for adoption, and the Heart Gallery helps us with all those kids. But also Pinellas Pasco, we have another Heart Gallery where I think we have about a little under 200 kids available over here. So the Heart Galleries are something we have statewide. I think you'll find that the one we have in Hillsborough County is incredibly successful because we run it through the Children's Board, and it's really been a very, very good procedure that has really led to an awful lot of kids getting adopted.
That was going to be my question, because you have so many initiatives through the Hillsborough County Children's Board. What is special, or why is it so important to you all to put so much focus and effort into the Heart Gallery?
Lou?
Well, primarily because every child deserves a family, and this is something that I've been invested in for at least 20 years as a volunteer, and now I have the opportunity to work on it and provide funding for it as a professional. But in the early 90s, we were trying to find more creative ways to find homes for kids who were in foster care and up for adoption, and this is by far the most beautiful, most creative way we've ever come up with.
You can look at Joran here, and you can find the reason why it's so incredibly important, because this is a real happy guy with a great family. And I mean, what the Heart Gallery gives us, and the Children's Board of Hillsborough County has given us, is the ability to get out in the community. They take these gorgeous pictures that you've been seeing on TV, and it just makes it very difficult to say no. And so the Heart Gallery has done an incredible job. The Children's Board has done us a huge favor by doing this for us.
Tina, take us through the process. What was it like when you first decided to do this? Just real quickly, because I'm sure we have people watching that are anxious to do what you've done.
Actually, I had always wanted to adopt since I was a child, and we ran into some friends of ours that were fostering a little boy with the hope to adopt him, and it just kind of stirred that again within me. So I talked to my husband.
Now, let me interrupt you for just a second. Now, just because you're fostering, that doesn't mean you automatically qualify to adopt?
Well, actually the training is the same. Some of the home study process is a little different, but actually we were in class in training with people who were both adopting and wanting to foster.
Okay. So anyway. But
a lot of people do take the foster route and work their way to adoption, but we knew we wanted to go for straight adoption, so that's the route we took. The training was excellent. It was through Camelot Community Care, but I know there are other organizations that provide the training. But I have to say the best thing about our training was when we went into it, I had the mindset that we were going to add a child to our family. And what ended up happening is I realized, no, we are going to add our family into a child's life, whoever that child might be. And it just kind of, my paradigm changed. And, foster care is not designed to be permanent. And when I heard the stories in training, it just broke my heart to think that these kids were in what was designed to be temporary, and they were now having to make that their permanent. This little guy here was less than 5 years old, and he had already been in 6 different homes. They're just different reasons why they moved. Maybe someone got sick and they had to close the home. They're just different reasons why the foster homes have to close or the kids have to move. But you can imagine the insecurity, and these kids are trying to find stability. And so that was our job, to give him that.
Now, if somebody is at home right now and they're wanting to get started with this process, what would be your advice to them? Would you say go to the Heart Gallery? Would you say, you know, walk through, get an idea, or do your research? What would be your advice to them?
I would say if you have it in your heart, move. Because every day that you procrastinate and you let fear creep in or doubt, or you have questions, I mean, talk to people, you know, just talk to people that have done it before, and you'll find that, you know, when you get started in the process and you start walking forward with it, everything just, it works out. You know, I would say that a lot of people might have the means to adopt, or what we would call the means to adopt, but they don't have the heart for it. I would say the reverse is true. If you have the heart for it and it's something that's been gnawing at you, I would just encourage you, move forward with that, and it will work out, because these kids need us.
What are the basic requirements if you choose to adopt? What do you have to, what are the guidelines?
Well, let's start out with a safe and loving home.
Okay.
I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Let me follow up on what Tina said. If anyone has an inkling right now that they think they may want to adopt, go down to the Tribeca Salon in Ybor City today and go take a look at the Heart Gallery, because once they see those pictures, I think they'll be hooked.
Or they could go to the website.
Or they could go to the website, the Children's Board website of Hillsborough County. But to answer your question, basically there's a background check. They'll do a home study, and it's a pretty extensive home study, because we're talking about putting a little guy like Jalen or Joran in someone's home. But, you know, there's a home study, there's a background check, things like that. Generally, it's not going to be too bad, but it will take some time. So it's like Tina said, if you're going to do it, start it now.
There are no income requirements. You can be married, you can be single to adopt. You actually get assistance in terms of subsidy, medical assistance through Medicaid, and if your child goes to college, the college is paid for.
All the tuition is free ride?
Yes.
Wow.
Wow, that's amazing.
I didn't know that.
Well,
And it doesn't cost anything to adopt.
we have been showing you some pictures from the Heart Gallery today. We've also had some websites up on the screen, and those are going to be listed at studio10.tv for you. The one there right now is heartgallerytampabay.org, and that's where you can learn more and check out some of the photos from the Heart Gallery online if you can't make it over to Tribeca to check them out. Thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you.
For having us.
Nick,
Thanks,
Luanne,
Joran.
Tina, Jai, and Joran. You guys want to help us eat a big old hamburger?
What do you think?
Want to stick around and do that?
Yeah, and Jai's like,
Check this out. Up next, could you eat a 5-pound hamburger in one sitting? Well, one of the